In Japan, when they want a cup of tea, they drink it out of a tea bowl, a lovely round bowl. It doesn't have the little handle that we're accustomed to drink tea out of. They drink their tea out of a tea bowl, not a cup. Once in 1600, there was a famous samurai named Shijin. He was a famous warrior, a samurai. But unlike many samurais, he also had an art that he followed, a yin to match the yang of his warrior nature. He collected tea bowls, and he had the most magnificent, largest tea bowl collection in all of Japan. And one day, when he was in the village, he went to the local tea house to have a bowl of tea. And as he was sipping his tea, he noticed that his hand was all wet. The tea bowl had a slightly green glaze to it, although it wasn't very even. And he noticed his hand was wet because the tea was actually seeping through the bottom of the tea bowl. It had been so poorly glazed, so inadequately fired, that it was just leaking. Shijin was a very polite man. He put the tea bowl down, he dried his hands, got up, and left the shop. But the merchant who had been sitting next to him got up and ran over to reach for the tea bowl, only to have the tea shop owner pick up his bowl. "Oh, no," the merchant said. "You don't understand. Shijin was admiring that tea bowl. I want it." "My tea shop, my tea bowl." No, but I mean, if he was admiring it, it must be worth a lot of, I'll buy it from you. I'll pay a whole koku for it. You see, a koku was amount of money. It represented enough rice to feed one person for a whole year. It was a generous offer, and the tea shop owner took it. The merchant took the tea bowl and went running down into the village to the nearest vendor. "What will you give me for this tea bowl that Shijin was just admiring?" "That's the worst tea bowl I've ever seen. I wouldn't give you a grain of rice for it." "But I told you, I don't care who is admiring it. I don't want it." Well, the merchant went from shop to shop to shop through the whole village, and no one would buy it. The next morning, he was at Shijin's front door. Tap, tap, tap. "Shh. Yes?" "Shijin, do you realize you cheated me?" "What did you say?" No, Shijin, no, it isn't like that. It's just, yesterday I saw you down in the village at that tea shop, and I saw you admiring that tea bowl, and based on your reputation, I bought that tea bowl for a whole koku. But then when I took it to sell it, no one would buy it. They all told me it was useless, so I feel cheated." "I see. Well, you misunderstood. I was not admiring that tea bowl. I was appalled by it. But my reputation is worth more than all the tea in Japan. I will buy it back from you. I will give you 10 koku for it." Well, that was a marvelous offer, and the merchant took it. Shijin took that tea bowl and put it in his collection as a joke. Several weeks after that, a young samurai came to his door. Tap, tap, tap. "Shh. Yes?" You're Shijin, aren't you? I can see, Lord Shijin. I understand that you paid 10 koku for a tea bowl. What could possibly make that Teabowl worth that? And what business is this of yours? Oh, you see, I'm going to go visit the emperor in about 2 days. I'm going to take him a gift that's unique, something that no one else could ever bring him. Something so unusual that he'll remember me and who gave it to him. Sijin looked at this young man, and he could tell that he was not a samurai who was in search of noble, good deeds. He was interested in power. Well, it is true that I did pay 10 koku for that Teabowl, although in truth I really stole it from that merchant, because you see, that Teabowl is not any ordinary Teabowl. That Teabowl belonged to the Buddha himself. And with every sip he took from it, he took a bit of the essence, so that by the time the Buddha achieved enlightenment, the essence was gone from that Teabowl, and it would not even hold water. Here, I'll show you. He invited the young samurai in, took him, got him the Teabowl, poured some tea into it, and he could see seeping right through. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, that's just perfect. Oh, I'll give you a, how much do you want for it? Oh, I don't know if I could sell it. I mean, that Teabowl is unique in all the world. Why, I couldn't possibly part with it for less than 100 koku. That's fine. I'll buy it. And the exchange was made. I'm sure the emperor will enjoy his gift. It wasn't too many days after that Sijin received an invitation to go walk with the emperor in his garden. He and the emperor were old friends, and he went and they walked through the garden. The cherry blossoms were in full bloom. It was lovely. The emperor stopped. Sijin, old friend, I have asked you here for a specific purpose. You see, several days ago, this young samurai came to offer me a gift. He gave me a Teabowl that he said belonged to the Buddha himself. He said he had gone to the ends of the world to find it, and he had to fight demons and dragons to bring it to me. But, you know, Sijin, it just looks like the worst old Teabowl I'd ever seen. Could you come into the tea house and look at it and tell me your opinion? Oh, sire, I don't need to look at the Teabowl. And he told the emperor the whole story about the Teabowl. And the emperor thought it was hysterically funny. Oh, come. He brought him into the tea house. He got the Teabowl. He got his ink cake and his brush. You see, the emperor followed an art form also. He liked to write haiku. And he wrote right on the Teabowl. Now, on any ordinary Teabowl, that ink would have been just wiped off the glaze. But this Teabowl, the ink just went right in. And he gave the Teabowl to Sijin as a gift. Sijin read it. Cherry blossoms fall. A gift from the emperor, the Buddha's own bowl. Thank you. He took that Teabowl home and he put it in his collection in a place of honor. It was only a few years after that that the emperor died. It was a sad time for Sijin because they had been good friends. But one day, another young samurai came to the door. Tap, tap, tap. Shh. Good evening, Lord. Are you Lord Shizun? I am. I believe that you have a Teabowl. I have a great many Teabowls. Is there a particular one you have in mind? Yes, there is. It's a Teabowl that has a haiku written on it in the hand of our late emperor. Yes, I do have that Teabowl. Well, I would like to buy it from you. You look like an honorable young man. I cannot cheat you. I know the stories that you've heard about this Teabowl. I made them all up myself. I cannot cheat you. No, I don't think you understand. Lord, you see, I don't collect Teabowls. I collect haiku. And a haiku written in the hand of our late emperor is beyond price. But I would be willing to pay you 1,000 koku for it. Really? Well, you know, this was a gift from the emperor. I don't really feel that I can sell it. But I tell you what, if you take your 1,000 koku and go down to the village and give that to the poorhouse to feed the poor, I will give you the Teabowl for your service. And it was done. And I am told that that Teabowl sits in a place of honor in the descendants of that young samurai's family. The Teabowl who fed 1,000 people for a whole year and yet could not hold water. Thank you.